Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. This video is not an officer-involved shooting video. This video comes from a YouTube channel called Texas Street Fights TV. If you have not already, I recommend that you go to the Texas Street Fights TV and subscribe to their channel. This guy is in Texas. He lives in Texas, and he has a really nice camera. Has really good high definition. He's got like a gimbal mount on it. So this dude, he can run around with this camera. It doesn't shake and you know, blur the image out or nothing. It's very crisp, clear footage. But this guy basically goes around the 6th Street Austin area where all the nightclubs and stuff are, and just films fights happening. It's literally what the title of the channel is, Texas Street Fights TV. So a really interesting channel where we get to see actual real street fights, like how street fights actually start and end. It's nothing like the movies. There's no grand awesome fight scenes. You know, movie fight scenes are all choreographed to look the best. Street fights are sometimes anticlimactic. There's no like ooh ah about it. It's definitely nothing like a boxing match or a MMA match. It's just amateur hour for the most part. And especially with drunk people, you know, we don't see a whole lot of effective fighting or anything. What we do see is typically it's groups of people, and there's nothing fair about it. Street fights are the last thing that you want to be getting involved in because there are no rules. There is no referee to stop your opponent from killing you if you go unconscious. You enter into a street fight, you are doing so in the hopes that the other person may have a straight enough moral compass that if you were to ever go unconscious from a knockout, that they will restrain themselves and not continue to assault you and cause you serious physical harm and or death. That's a huge assumption that if you get knocked out, the other person will not mess you up. That is unreasonable. Like you should never assume that the other person will be that fair. So street fights are the last thing you want to get involved in, because it's the unknown. You have no idea what's going to happen if you get knocked out. And what we see typically in videos like this is it's not one-on-one. It is multiple people ganging up on another person. And sometimes when people go down on the ground, that group of people start kicking and stomping. And they will kick and stomp a person's head. So you have no guarantee at all that if you were to be knocked down to the ground or go unconscious, that you're not going to have your head stomped in. It's a very real possibility. Street fights, stay away from them. So this particular video, out of all the ones I've seen on this channel, this one in particular has really caught my interest because there's some interesting stuff that goes along with it. So let's watch some of this and then go back and break some of it down. Oops, I need to go readjust the playback. I was trying to do a recording on this earlier. I had to cut and do a retake, so let's fix that.
Punch her! Come on.
Shut up and walk! Hey, y'all quit watching like it's a show! For real? You gonna record your bitch ass because I ain't no snitch. That's snitch shit. You a snitch. Wow, why you recording, ass bitch? Why you recording? You fucking recording assholes! You snitch ass bitch! Why shit, you bitch, you do shit! You don't go to your bitch! Don't touch my bitch! Get the home! What's up, bitch? Get him! Get him! Bro, he just want to go home. Get off of her.
Hey!
She's real.
Hey! Bro, don't
Get
kill her!
off of her, bro.
Hey, brother!
Get off of her. She's lit. That's not a fair fight. That's not a fair fight. You ain't hard. You ain't hard if it's not a fair fight. You ain't shit, bitch. I really fuck you up.
Let's go! Back the fuck up! Hey!
Yo, she don't even know you. Jack up. Come on. You're
Hey! White shirt! Put some of your hands! Get down on your knees! Get down on your knees! Get down on your knees! Put your hands on your face! Put your hands on your face! Put your hands on your face! Shut your mouth and put your hands on your face! Put your hands on your face! Shut up! Back up! Now!
I want you to do a step over there. Go. I want you to go away.
Hands on your face!
I'm trying to de-escalate. Oh, it's funny. All right. Oops, that was the beginning of the whole video. So sometimes this guy's videos will have like multiple, like different fights in it. And this was going back to the beginning of one fight. But so there at the end, let's. I just want to touch briefly on Austin police. So if you go to this guy's channel, Texas Street Fights TV, and you watch a lot of these videos, you will see the police, some of the police, acting more or less like glorified security guards. Literally, like they are walking around, blowing their whistles and shining their flashlights at people fighting. And then those people get up and run away, and the police don't even chase them. They just let them go. So, really happy to see that they actually got out with these people and got them at gunpoint and took them into custody. Because there's been numerous videos on this guy's channel where he captures fights, and as these people are fighting on the ground, police are not even running. They're slowly walking towards the people fighting, blowing their whistles and shining their flashlights at them like a bunch of security guards. And the people get up and run away, and the police don't even chase them. Now, there are some videos where you see some officers be the police and snatch these people up, but sadly, there's a lot of videos where you just do not see the police being the police. And I think that is a contributing factor to why the 6th Street Austin area is so fucking stupid with all the bullcrap that goes on. The police just aren't being the police. All right. So let's go back into the issue here. So it looks like these two people are known to each other. Like they appear to be maybe friends or something like that. And I'll take the volume out. They appear to be upset that these people right here are videotaping them. And when you think about it, videotaping other people is something that is expected to make them mad, right? It's not common to have someone take a phone out and purposely record you for really no good justifiable reason. We're all used to security cameras in urban environments, right? We walk into a store, there's a security camera. We're walking down the sidewalk, the city may have a security camera. There may be a company that has a security camera outside their business. We are used to that. That is a common thing. We see people taking photos out in the city. We see people taking videos out in the city. The object that they are recording may be plants, it may be sunset, it may be other people who are, obviously welcoming and knowing that they're being photographed, like friends and family. And you may just happen to be in the frame of that picture or the frame of that video. You're not the focus of it, but you just happen to enter into that space. That's common. People expect that. What is not common is someone pointing a camera at you specifically. You have no relation to them whatsoever, and they are specifically pointing the camera at you and recording you or photographing you. That is not common. For people in public safety, okay, maybe a little common, but if you're not in public safety, you're not police, fire, EMS, security, it is uncommon for people to be pointing cameras at you and recording you specifically if you're not a superstar or anything like that. So it is alarming. It is enraging that someone would do that. Now, some of the arguments are it's public. There is no expectation of privacy in a public area. Sure, yeah, that is correct. And then some other people's arguments would be, well, I have a right to be able to film. I have a First Amendment right to go record things and take pictures of things. You really need to reread the Constitution. The Constitution is something that is limiting the government on what they're doing. Your First Amendment right is that the government is not going to interfere with your right to free speech and or freedom of the press. That's it. It is to protect you, the citizen, from the government trying to infringe upon your rights for those things. That's it. It doesn't really protect you against other people. At this point, the only thing that would protect you against other people is the laws against assault and things like that. So trying to say that you have the right to take photographs of other people or video them because of your First Amendment rights is kind of a weak argument and really just shows that you don't understand what the Constitution is. As far as having expectation of privacy in public, yeah, there is no expectation of privacy in public, but it is also, as I said, an uncommon thing to record another person, another stranger, who is not a public safety official, is not engaging in some type of public safety endeavor, and is not some type of pop star, not some kind of political candidate or anything like that. You're just a regular, common, everyday person. There's really no need for other people to be pulling their phone out and recording you. It is definitely odd. And so people have a right to be upset about that. And when we talk about avoidance, deterrence, and de-escalation, staying out of the fight, staying away from stupid things that could bring harm to ourselves, it is not a good idea to take your phone out and start recording other people, because it's going to piss other people off. Other people may not have a filter. Obviously, this chick does not have a filter. And you are bringing unwanted attention to yourself from potential bad people. So this is poor practice of avoidance. Yeah, you may. There is no laws against you recording other people. You're in a public space. They really have no expectation of privacy. Sure, you can do it all day long. But should you? Should you really be bringing your phone out and recording other people in moments like this? If you want to be involved in stupid shit, then sure, I guess that's your prerogative. But for other people out there, you may not want to be involved in stuff like this. So a good practice of avoidance is don't take your phone out and start recording people, especially if they're drunk. Drunk people do not make the wisest decisions. So call it victim shaming if you want. These people, they've brought this shit upon themselves. They really have. If they were not recording these people and everything, this would not be going on. Now, with that being said, this person also escalated things and did things they were not supposed to be doing. So as far as I'm concerned, they're all wrong in this situation.
You a bitch ass nigga, cause I ain't no snitch. That's snitch shit. You a snitch, bitch. Why you recording, ass bitch? Why you recording? Cause I get recording assholes. You a snitch ass bitch. Why shit, you bitch, you bitch. Don't touch my bitch.
So you see that as soon as this goes kinetic, this girl in the white starts to go for her little fanny pack sling thing on her. And I'll slow down the speed, take the volume out. She's reaching in there, produces the gun, starts to rack the slide, and loses her grip on this gun. Gun goes flying, hits the ground, attempts to pick it up again, fumbles it, can't get a good grip. At this point, he's already noticed that she has the gun. He goes in to try to control it, control her, and he is only alive at that point because of her incompetence. That's it. Fortuitous outcome. Plain and simple. He's alive because she's a fuck up. If she wasn't a fuck up on that, she could have put some lead in his snot box right there. And then, as his little girlfriend is fighting this little hoodlum over here, she could have come over there and put some lead in her snot box too. And these two people would have been murdered on a sidewalk for no good justifiable reason. And realistically, in the long term of things, what kind of consequences would she have gotten? What kind of sentencing would she have gotten for that? Would she even get murder for that? Or would she get like a reckless homicide? Let's say she just shot him. She just pulled out, popped him in the face. Would she even get murder for that? An actual murder charge? Or would she get something like a reckless homicide or a manslaughter? Probably not a real murder charge. She would probably be given a plea deal. Have her charges amended down. And then as far as the maximum sentencing, would not even get the maximum sentencing. So again, why get yourself involved in stupid stuff like this where you run the risk of being murdered, and given the political climate and the influence it has on the criminal justice system, why risk being murdered and then the person who murders you not even being charged with murder and being given a plea deal, and then not even serving the full sentence for your death? In a short amount of time, that person who murders you can be back out on the streets, on parole, shock probation. And while they are in prison, there is really no rough treatment in prison. They get 3 warm meals that are, in some places, they give you more than what the standard is. You know, you get this X amount of calories as a standard. There are some places that on purpose give more food to the inmates because it reduces aggression in them. It makes them less violent. You know, the expression, after eating, I'm fat and happy. Well, they give them a bunch of food to make them happy so that they won't be little buttholes in there. So they get extra food. They get three hot meals a day, and those meals are extra food, could be. They get access to commissary, so they can get Cokes, Pepsis, orange drinks, grape drinks. They get candy bars. They get chips. They get jerky, noodles, all kinds of things. And then they can get tobacco. They can get some tobacco chew. They can get some cigarettes. They can get some video chat with their family, and if they're lucky enough, no one will notice that their girlfriend is giving them a peep show. They can get drugs. So someone's got weed in the prison and jail. Someone's got cocaine. Someone's got fentanyl. Someone's got meth. That stuff's in there. They get alcohol. They can drink, get drunk, smoke a blunt, and they can have sex. And not just with other inmates. There are some of the prison guards that will have sex with them. It's not that bad in prison. Obviously, it's not that bad because we have some of the highest incarceration rates in the world. So why put yourself at being murdered by some miscreant that may not even get a murder charge, won't suffer while they're locked up, and maybe not even stay locked up for that long? Sounds pretty stupid, don't it? So yeah, you may have the right, so to speak, to go photograph and record whatever you want, but at what cost? If you get yourself murdered because you want to put someone on a TikTok video, make fun of them, and you die of it, that's pretty fucking stupid. So he's lucky that she's incompetent, or else she could have easily put some lead in either his snot box or her snot box. And then he only attempts to restrain her in a soft approach. He only attempts to initiate a rear double arm hold on her, and that's it. Just restrains her arms behind her back, and she's still got the gun. You see her still trying to maneuver it around in her hand to get a better grip on it, but then the camera pans off of them, and we don't get to see what happens to the pistol afterwards, because when they both show back up, neither of them have the pistol. So where did this pistol go? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if he got it from her and he's tucked it into his waistband somewhere, or he's tried to put it in a pocket, or if he threw it down the street, or someone else went and grabbed it for him, or if he just said, hey, put it away, and she did. She put it back in her bag or something. I don't know. I have no idea what happened to this pistol here. But the fact that what has been just a simple little fist fight, no deadly physical weapons being presented whatsoever, and this woman is pulling out a gun, a deadly physical weapon, she has communicated her intent to kill. Unjustifiably kill. And his only response is to do a soft rear double arm hold on her. Totally unacceptable. His mission should have been to rearrange her dentures, to decentralize her and take her out of the fight. If he had a gun on him, that would have been the moment for him to ventilate her or put some lead in her snot box. In a situation like this, when someone produces a gun, the gloves come off. You should not be concerning yourself with just simple restraining, trying to use a low-level amount of force. This kicks it up a notch. You should start to be redlining at this point, pegging out the use of force meter. Deadly physical force gets met with deadly physical force. So like I said, his goal should have ended up causing her dentures to be rearranged. She should have had to been able to go visit a dentist after this, because her teeth should have been scattered across the fucking pavement. But instead, he takes a soft-ass approach to this. This guy, they have no idea how close they came to being killed. So damn close to being killed. So avoidance, de-escalation, and deterrence. Avoidance, deterrence, de-escalation. It is something that we talk about, and in some ways we can practice for it, we can train in it, but it's one of those things that is really not touched on a whole lot. What is talked on a whole lot more? Getting that gun out of the holster, sights on target, pressing trigger, right? Like, that's what we focus all on. Everything's talked about. Everything is geared towards that. Where are people talking about avoidance, deterrence, de-escalation? Avoid stupid places with stupid people doing stupid shit. You know, there is a phrase. When I was younger, I didn't really see it. Kind of saw it some, right? You know, I kind of understood it to some extent. But now that I'm older, it's like ringing the bell, man. It's like, why was this not clear to me many moons ago? Nothing good happens after dark, right? Nothing good happens after dark. And that is true, especially in urban environments. Urban environments filled with bars and nightclubs. Nothing good happens at night. Going out into these environments, you've got to be careful. Some of the dangerous places are places like this. They're not in a bar, but they're around a bunch of bars. Bars and nightclubs are some of the dangerous places there can be. And in urban environments like this, where there's so many of them and people bar hop, the outside area is essentially just one big major extension of all the bars. You're essentially in a bar at this point. It just happens to be the outside. People are intoxicated. People are under the influence of both alcohol and drugs, or they're under the influence of just mostly drugs and happen to have just a little alcohol. There are people who are unfiltered. There are people who have low tempers and huge aggression. There are people who have no problem killing you because you looked at them the wrong way. So you have to choose these environments wisely. Based off my reviews of Texas Street Fights TV on YouTube, 6th Street Austin is not a place high on my list to go. A lot of stupid shit goes on there. And I live by the motto, avoid stupid people doing stupid shit in stupid places. That checks all three of those. I'm never going to 6th Street Austin at night. I might go there during the day. I'm certainly not going there at night. Nothing good for me is there at night. Nothing good happens there at night. So, practice your avoidance, your deterrence, and your de-escalation. Avoid, again, like I said, avoid stupid places, stupid people doing stupid shit. Avoid doing stupid things, like videotaping people. You know that's going to piss people off. Don't do it. De-escalation. Could he have doubled down and say, I'm sorry, I should not have been doing that. You know what, I'll delete this video for you. I'm so sorry. Could he have done that? Yeah, he could have done that. Did he have to continue to engage her? Did he have to step forward after that happened? Could he have grabbed his woman and began backing away from them? And say, hey, I'm sorry. You know, we're going to go the other way. Sorry about this. Hey, you know what? We're so sorry. We're going to go in this bar right here. Would you like for us to buy you a drink? De-escalating, right? I think that society as a whole has a problem with the de-escalation stuff and the avoidance. and just overall managing good social interactions. I think the internet has broken people. I really do. I think the internet has broken people of their ability to have good interpersonal skills with people and communicate socially with people, because they have become so used to being disrespectful online all the damn time and never risk being punched over it, that they're so used to being mean to other people that now when they're not on the internet and they're actually around people, like that mode is still turned on. They're still in fucking cunt mode. And a lot of places that they're at and they deal with, a lot, like, people just they don't go kinetic right away. And people like her, she knows where she can pull this stunt at. She could tell, looking at this guy, this dude, he ain't about it. This guy ain't no street dude. You can tell that. So she knows she can act a certain way towards him. She knows that she can't go to another part of Austin, Texas, and act that way to someone else, because she would get led in her snot box. She knows her audience. She knows what she can escalate things with. And so when you start going into places like this, people know who they can screw with, or they believe who they can screw with, and feel confident that nothing's going to happen. The other person's going to back down. We got a very rude society right now, and like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with the internet, and a lot has to do with how people have been raised in our school systems. We have a very wussy society in some regards. It's interesting. Like, we got like a very violent society, but we also have a very pussy society as well. And it's bad. It's bad right now, especially in places like this where things like this are out of control. And then, like I said earlier, you go look at some of these other videos on here, you will see the police do nothing to people like this. They let them run away, and they don't even chase them. That's probably one of the biggest things, one of the biggest issues right there. Went off on a rant again. That happens a lot with me. But yeah, so she started to pull out a gun. At that moment, it should have been hard takedown, rearrange her dentures, and take her out of the fight. Now, so let's say he does do that, takes her out of the fight. What are you doing with the gun at that point? And do you stay there at that point? Because you got to think, this is a chick. You know, this particular scenario, this person is a chick. Let's say he knocks her to hell out, and she's laying on the ground. He's got the gun. Some other dudes may have a problem with a girl getting knocked out, and so they may be coming after him at this point. So do you want to stay at that spot? Do you want to tactically retreat? Which sucks, because normally, traditionally, it is kind of viewed in the legal system as the person who flees is the one who's done something wrong. Good people don't run, right? Well, you can tactically retreat. This place is no longer safe. I need to back away from it. So, in a scenario like this, you may find that to avoid future subsequent interactions, you need to tactically retreat. You need to get the hell off the X, because this is the X at this point. Beat feet, get out of there, and take that gun with you, right? Yeah, could that be construed as theft? Potentially, but you also don't want to leave a gun unattended on the ground where someone else can pick it up and use it against someone. So as you're tactically retreating, you could potentially throw it in a storm drain, like a little, which we don't see one here, but imagine there was a hole in the ground right here for stormwater runoff. You could throw the gun down in there, You could throw the gun in a trash can, or as you're running, you can eject the magazine, rack the slide, pop that round out of the chamber, leave the ammo behind you as you're running, and then as you get further away, ditch that gun so that no one else can get it. Or you can retain it completely, and then police could take possession of it once they get in contact with you. Or if the crowd is following you and trying to smash your head in with a skateboard, something like that, then you could potentially use that weapon against them. So if you've found yourself in a scuffle like this and you've knocked the other aggressor out and you've taken their gun, perform a tap rack, make sure that gun is ready to fight, and then beat feet, get off the X. Yep, that's about it. That's about all I want to talk about. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. And because I am copying this video from Texas Street Fights TV, go check out Texas Street Fights TV. Subscribe to them as well. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.